Everyone, please help me welcome Miss Thyself.
I wasn't sure what to expect, but I'm honored and humbled to be here with you today. I know we are winding down, but are you ready to rip the Band-Aid off and get rid of some stupid things? Do you mind if I come in my own unique way? I'm a little nervous. But I know that I'm surrounded by a supportive sister circle. Thank you in advance. We are living in a world where we are being sold unrealistic dreams. Eat this food and drink this concoction and you will have zero fat. Baby girl, I suggest you read the fine print before you ingest something you wasn't supposed to digest.
Wait a minute now.
I recall when Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman came out. This thrice married comedian almost overnight became Uncle Steve and a relationship expert. He had women keeping the cookies from the milk just to end up with stale cookies. Now, I don't know about you, but I yelled an amen or two while I was watching Ayana fix yet another life. By the end of the commercial break, Beloved was crying and healed, and I'm sitting there thinking, go girl with all that black girl magic. But in our reality, we don't get a commercial break. You are born and immediately the play button is turned on. We don't have a rewind button, and no matter how much we would like to fast forward some things, everything has to play out. When you take your last breath, that's the only time you experience a stop. Rip the Band-Aid off, we are getting rid of some stupid things.
All right. Wait a minute now.
In the beginning, the foundation should be established. You don't come out teaching. Everything is a learned behavior. Our first teachers are our parents. If they are responsible for laying the foundation, what happens to a child when there are visible cracks in the foundation? A broken father imparting his brokenness into a broken mother will produce a cracked baby. We are not talking drugs, but we are talking emotional, spiritual, psychological, and physical developmental delays. As the parents, it's your responsibility to feed the child. Parents, what's for dinner? Are you serving up wisdom, love, knowledge, reassurance? Is your cup overflowing with sincerity and embracement? Or are you in the drive-thru? It's someone else's responsibility to feed the child. What difference does it make? The child ate, so what do you want from me? Rip the Band-Aid off, we are getting rid of some stupid things. If you don't mind, ladies, I would like to give a little testimony about myself. In my book, Getting Rid of Stupid Things, I share a lot more, but I wanted to share a little with you now. I'm a drive-through baby. My parents procreated, but they never cultivated. My parents procreated, but they never understood that they had to cultivate what they created.
Wow. That's deep.
Papa was a Rolling Stone, rough rider, gun-toting, fist swinging, in and out of jail type of brother. He would take your life, but didn't know how to take care of this life. My mother was never shy of a gentleman suitor. She was a master of turning on the charm and turning the head of every Tom, Dick, Harry, Dwight, Malik, and baby daddy in town. I guess she had that fire, like the kids say. She knew what to do to cater to her men, but she failed on knowing how to raise her children. I was a drive-through baby. I was fed survival. Oh, and graduate high school and don't get pregnant? My foundation not only had cracks, but giant potholes that I tried to mask and cover up. My parents was my teachers, all right. They taught me that the life choices that they made for themselves were not for me. There has to be more to life than this. So I went in pursuit to defy the odds. Rip the Band-Aid off, we are getting rid of some stupid things. My formative years were my parents' responsibility. What they lacked now, I had to do myself. I literally jumped off my couch and chased down purpose. And so can you.
Amen. Come on, that's good.
We all have gone through what we have been through. Mm-hmm. We all have that list of folks that temporarily hindered our blessings. But rip that disparaging Band-Aid of blame off right now. They had their moment. Now it's time you do you. Mm-hmm. Rip the Band-Aid off. We are getting rid of some stupid things. Beautifully wrapped gift, but empty inside. One day I met my prince. Looking back, he was still a toad, but I kept kissing him anyway. This is going to work. Pucker up. Wow. Young and inexperienced, me and my prince married. Now remember where I came from, so you know I was determined by any means necessary to be different than my upbringing. I was determined to be a perfect wife. By this time, I had accepted Christ, and I'm saved. I read my Bible religiously, no pun intended, and I presented myself in a pure form to my husband. Yes, you heard me. The daughter of the lady with the fire was a virgin on her wedding night. Since my foundation was cracked, I took that into my marriage. I was trying to live like the Bible. I was trying to live like Eve, Sarah, Naomi, Ruth, Jesus' mom. I knew the outcome of being a Jezebel already. That was their story. I'm Tynesa. I have to live my story. Besides, I didn't marry Boaz. I got this toad ass. So, here I am, going through the motions of what I thought I knew and understood. I fed my husband, definitely was a missionary and showed up daily. But one day I realized the beautifully wrapped gift I kept presenting was empty. I worked so hard to save my marriage that I was losing me. Better yet, I couldn't see me. Tynesa didn't exist. That empty box was what was left of me. Rip the Band-Aid off. We are getting rid of some stupid things. The hardest yet bravest thing I had to do was divorce. You see, I didn't just divorce my husband physically, divorce my husband. I divorced my past. I divorced every negative attack launched at me. I went to war, a war of self. The battle was long, I will admit. Some days it got ugly, but I'm here. I guess I'm like a palm tree. You ever see a palm tree in a storm? The winds are so strong that anything that doesn't have a strong foundation will be destroyed. The rain and the flood join in and fight, and the fight isn't fair. But when you look at the palm tree, it's taking the blows. It may be because of the force and the pressure of the storm, but it will eventually stand back up. Ladies, this is your moment to be a palm tree. Mm-hmm. It's time you stand up. The storm is over. You may have lost a few branches, but you didn't need those anyway. You are still standing. Yeah. Are you ready to rip the Band-Aid off? Yeah. What I want all of us to do right now is to take the blank sheet of paper out the folder and write down a list of things that have kept you bound. We are getting rid of our stupid list today. If there are any brave souls out there that would like to share something on your list, please raise your hand when you are done. As you are writing, think about the things that have kept you in bondage. Everyone got it out? All right. All right. Today is your true emancipation. You are free to be the you that God created you to be. If we are made in God's image, today is the day you walk it out. I don't know about you, but I never ever heard of God folding and bound down to the devil. Get thee behind me, Satan. You have the power of God working for you and through you, so be the queen that you were made to be and reign. We are no longer entertaining jokers. No longer let what mama said and daddy did determine your destiny. Rip that Band-Aid off. Rip it off. They have the right to their opinion, but that negativity doesn't have a place in the rejuvenated you. I know that man left you, Sister, I know it hurts. I'm sorry for your loss, but today is the homegoing service for that. The sun rose and set. Shut that casket and get rid of it. It's over. Now make room for the man that has been preparing himself for you. Rip that Band-Aid off. For those that have been walking around with that scarlet letter on your chest, rip it off. That isn't you. Don't answer the calls of that foolishness ever again. Delete, block, return to sender. Whatever you need to do, it's over. The abuse has no power over you anymore. I don't care if it was 20 years ago or yesterday. No more power over you. It's time you find a sling and a rock, and knock that giant out. Not only did David knock Goliath out, but he cut his head off. So ladies, get the cutting. Rip that Band-Aid off. Every rejection, say thank you and keep moving. Your circumstances don't disqualify you. You don't make six figures, but you can. You have poor credit, you can fix it. You don't have hair, buy it. Some of you are driving full-size SUVs with a truckload of negativity, baggage, and backseat drivers telling you where to go. Pull that truck over and tell all of them to get out. Get out. While you are at it, I suggest you get a two-seater and only give Jesus a ride. Rip that Band-Aid off. We are getting rid of some stupid things. Now that everyone has written down their things, I want everyone to rip it in half. Rip it. Now you are free. Yep. Well, ladies, thank you for taking a chance on me. Now it's time for you to take a chance on yourself. Everyone should have received a mirror. Please take those out and stand up. No longer should what you have been through should be staring back at you. If you still see the old you, try again and take a deeper look. Take a deep breath and hold out. Hold out. Now let it out. Let it go. Repeat after me. I'm no longer broken, but beautiful. But beautiful. I'm no longer a victim. But a victor. I'm no longer a failure. But I'm fabulous. I'm too determined. To be defeated. I will no longer let my past dictate my future. Now kiss the new you. Welcome to living without those stupid lists. Before I leave, you guys can take a seat. I got one more thing. Before I leave, I would like for everyone to take the folders out, and I put a Post-it in one of them, and it should say, you are destined for greatness. So if you have that, it's a little Post-it inside the folder. I hid it. It should be on the right-hand side, and whoever has that, you will get a free copy of my book. There you go. Come. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's it. Thank you.